Imagine a world where time slips through our fingers, opportunity wasted, dreams just remain dreams. The mere mention of procrastination shows images of laziness, missed deadlines, and unfulfilled potential. As thousands of videos are posted online, it's easy to think it's laziness and that there's something wrong with you. Because if more than 170 million of Google search and you still can't stop procrastinating, which begs a question: what is procrastination and how can we solve it so that we can be able to be effective in our own lives?
Hey guys, my name is Hopsella, and the reason why I'm actually asking this question because I am on a mission to try to solve this procrastination problem. Because procrastination can be one of the most deadliest things that can ever happen to you because it can make you feel as if like there's something wrong with you and that you are just basically hopeless and there's actually no plan for you in the future. That's why I want to solve this problem so that I can be able to help myself and also help you guys as well. Here are the timelines that you can use so that if you want to just go straight to the tips, you can just use them and it becomes way too easy for you. Let's start. One of the things about procrastination is the lies that we tell ourselves. What do you do every single time when you want to procrastinate? You tell yourself, I work under pressure. You know what? I don't understand this thing yet. How about I take a break? How about I sleep? How about I do all those things? The lies that we tell ourselves, they just keep on binding up. And those things, they can be the littlest thing, as if, you know what, how about I go to my friends so that when I come back, I will have clear energy and my mind will be freshed out. I'm going to find out that you wasted another day and then you feel more sad and depressed because you're like, why did I waste another day when I was supposed to do what I was supposed to do? And I know how it feels, and it can be one of the most nerve-breaking feeling that you never want to feel, but like it's all part of the human journey, so that's what it is.
Hey guys, also guys, as you can see that I'm actually using a different mic is because this baby boy here didn't want to walk, so I had to change it. So now let's continue with our topic. So according to Tip, the author of Solving the Procrastination Puzzle, explains that there are 7 triggers which usually cause us to procrastinate: boring, frustration, difficulty, unstructured, a lack in personal meaning, and also not finding the work that you're doing rewarding enough. So what do I mean when I'm saying that? The thing is, procrastination is not because of laziness or because of a lack of discipline, but it's because our brain struggles with the concept terms of our present and our future self. What do I mean our present and our future self? Our present self wants the feel good right now moment, wants to eat that burger, wants to go out with her friends, wants to spend that money, wants to not exercise, wants to watch the whole season of Lucifer. I'm so addicted to Lucifer, but like wants to watch the whole season of Lucifer, while our future self knows that, you know what, if I don't know that, instead of watching Lucifer, how about I spend the whole day how about I spend 2 hours reading? Instead of watching this thing, how about I spend the whole day maybe studying for the exam that I'm supposed to prepare for in a 2 weeks time notice? How about instead of me eating the burger, how about I start exercising so I can start taking care of my health? So our future self knows. Our future self basically is focusing on the long-term goal, while our present self is focusing on the instant gratification, which can cause a little bit of struggle between our brain for it to understand, because at the same time we want this, at the same time we want that. It's like that kind of thing. It's like I need this, but your brain's like I want that. So instead of doing that, so usually your brain usually goes to the I want this moment where you end up procrastinating based on the fact that you're not feeling like you want to do the work that you're supposed to do. We know what is procrastination. Now that we know the reasons behind procrastination, how can we solve this procrastination problem? The first one on the list is to be self-aware. What do I mean be self-aware? Notice every patterns that you have when you procrastinate. What do you do when you procrastinate? What do you tell yourself when you procrastinate? How do you feel when you're about to procrastinate? Do you feel unmotivated? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel frustrated? Or do you feel bored? Do you feel bored or anything like that? By being aware, you can be able to notify the patterns of what caused you to procrastinate, so that you can be able to remove all of those triggers immediately so that you can do the work that you're supposed to do. For example, let's use a character. Her name is Roxina, right? She's a new person on the show, right? So Roxina wants to study for exam, but her exam is in 3 weeks time. So when it's in 3 weeks time, so Roxina tells herself that, you know what, I'm gonna study for this exam so that I can get the best grades before the exam comes. But every single time that Roxina finds herself on the table, her mind begins to wander, and when she begins to wander, her mind tells herself like, you know what? Since you're unfocused, how about you go on YouTube and start searching how to focus on your exam, how to study, why do you procrastinate, and all of those things. So she ends up searching, only to find out that she has wasted another 2 hours of watching videos on YouTube, like this one, watching videos on YouTube about procrastination and everything, and then she starts feeling, you know what? I feel like I finally get it. I feel like, you know what, this is what I need to do. I need to use the prima donna technique. I need to use the highlighting effect, the taking note effect, so that I can be able to study efficiently. So she's like, okay, I finally get it. But what she's almost about to study, right? She opens her book and then maybe she reads 1 page, for example. And when she reads that page, for example, all of a sudden her stomach becomes hungry. Like her stomach starts to roll. Like, oh my god, I really can't study with an empty stomach because I'm not going to concentrate on my fullest potential. So she goes to the kitchen, makes herself food. And when she makes herself food, because the food was so good, right? She ate it, she's basically full, drank the tea, drank the coffee, or maybe drank the water, right? And after that, now she's about to study, but now because she ate, what does she do? She wanna sleep. Now she's like, I can't study if like I'm feeling tired because I'm not gonna be productive, right? I mean, it makes sense. I mean, like, how would you study if like your brain is telling you to sleep? So what does she do? She's like, I'm just gonna, after sleeping, then I'm gonna come back to my work. And I want to see that every single time is a repeated loop, because when you go on YouTube, you think that you're finding something. It's almost like you're looking for that one specific video that's gonna change everything. And I'm telling you, no matter how many videos that you watch, it may even change it, but it's going to change it for that moment. That's the thing about videos. It's going to change it for that moment. That moment you'll be like, I get it. But then after that, if you don't use what they tell you to do, it becomes worthless. So what can you identify from Roxana's position? First of all, is that from the triggers that Roxana suffers from is obviously unstructured. She didn't even plan what she was supposed to do. She didn't have any plan on how she was going to study. Another thing is that she didn't work boring. So basically, in order for her to pass time, she actually started going to YouTube for entertainment. So she ended up watching types of videos like this. Instead of using it as a guide to actually help her, she ended up using it as an entertainment so that she can consume and tell herself that she's doing something right. At the same time, now that you know the reasons why you procrastinate and how you're going to stop it, list the cause of procrastinating. For example, if you know that you're supposed to study for a test and you're not even doing it, visualize how you will feel after knowing that you didn't study for the test every single day. Visualize how you feel after watching that whole season of Lucifer and knowing perfectly what you were supposed to study for the test. And do the opposite of visualizing how you will feel when you do the work. So if you do the work, you're going to feel amazing, you're going to feel proud, you're going to feel happy about the fact that you're doing. Now visualize on this up. As I see, it's a new day and I've been doing this video for 3 days and this video just keeps on not ending, and you know what, I'm just not even going to try it. Okay, so the third one on the list is basically find what motivates you. You know that most of the time when you want to exercise and then you feel unmotivated to do so, okay, how can I tap into the spirit of actually feeling a little bit inspired? Sometimes it's just maybe just starting, but sometimes when you just start, your mind end up wanders and you end up going to YouTube for that. So how about you use that fact? Okay, let's say if you want to go to YouTube, how about you listen to songs like, maybe let's say you want to study. For me, when I was studying, I was listening to songs like maybe Korean AMV animational songs, where it was like study songs, where they were like songs that make you feel good about the fact that you need to study, songs that made you feel good about the fact that you really need to take your studies seriously. And then those songs are really good. Or maybe you can listen to uplifting songs, either you're a Christian or you can listen to songs like maybe like Unstoppable, Fight Song, Hall of Fame. There's a lot of good songs out there that can make you feel like, wow, this life is worth living. And that's the songs that you should listen to, because you know yourself that the moment when you step outside and watch a whole series of Lucifer or a whole series on whatever show that you like and watch, you know that the moment you tell yourself that if you watch that, you're not gonna do it. That's the reason why the fourth tip I would like to say is that I don't reward myself. Rewarding yourself is good if you know how to control it, but for me, I tend to misabuse it. And what I mean misabuse it is that after study, let's say for example I study for 1 hour, right, or maybe 2 hours. I studied for 1 or 2 hours, and then I feel like, oh my god, I did so good. I woke up in the morning and I did what I told myself to do. I feel so good right now, and I was like, okay, you know what? How about I deserve this moment? How about I just go and watch Lucifer, right, or maybe like watch on Netflix. And I decided to watch on Netflix maybe Lucifer, or maybe I decided to go on like watch maybe something on YouTube for 1 minute, or maybe for 10 minutes or 30 minutes, right? The moment when I watch it, I know that I'm not gonna get out of there until 6 or 7 episodes when my internet actually shuts off, and like there's no way I can get into the internet, and I feel so bad because while you're watching all of this and you know that you're supposed to study, but your mind is telling you, what about that show? What about what's next? What's the next season? What happened to Lucifer? Oh my god, this thing's happening. Oh my god, I really need to watch. And then you know that you end up finding yourself trapped in this loop where you can't even get it. And the moment when you stop watching the show, you end up feeling so worse about yourself. You feel as if like you want to cry. You feel as if like basically as if like the whole day that you spent doing something productive, it just went into the drain because of the fact that you missed abuse the time. That's why I don't reward myself. I use the motivation of working, doing what I was supposed to do to feel good about that. For example, if I did what I was supposed to do and you feel good, use that as a source of fuel so that you can do something more. So like, okay, how long can I take to do this other work? Now it becomes a source of rewarding for you because you end up feeling good, and then by the time when you're done finished and then when you're like, I'm done for the day, and then you just watch Netflix, you feel good about yourself. And that's the kind of reward I think I would rather push than the reward where I say I'm gonna study for 5 hours and after 1 hour I'm just gonna watch Lucifer. But I almost found that I watched Lucifer for 15 hours and it just completely just drains my energy, you know what I mean? That's why you need to find what motivates. Or maybe like unless if you're talking about rewarding yourself like going out for a walk or to clear your head, or maybe sleeping. That's the word, I think. That's what I mean. But when I'm talking about things like maybe eating ice cream, watching Netflix, or hanging out with a friend, those things are good. But we know ourselves that sometimes when you do something, you end up overdoing it instead of you doing it for a few minutes. That's why it's like, if you don't have that self-control yet, it's much better to just prevent it before it actually accelerates. And fifth is, guys, you gotta be grateful. Honestly, you really gotta be grateful. Be grateful, but at the same time, plan ahead. You can tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna study for math. What am I gonna study for math? Okay, I'm gonna study for trigonometry. What am I gonna study for trigonometry? Okay, I'm gonna study this. Okay, what are my weaknesses that I need to fix before I can actually tackle the ones that I already know that I feel comfortable with? Then you go with the weaknesses, one that you want to know, and then you start chugging down them. And then when you feel confident that you know what, okay, now at least I understand this topic much better, then I can move forward to the other topic. It be way too easy. That's the reason why when you plan ahead, the work doesn't seem that big. It actually kind of seems manageable for you at that specific time. That's why you need to do it. But if you don't plan ahead, it's almost like you open a textbook and you tell yourself that, you know what, I'm just gonna study the whole textbook. I used to do that. So guys, that's the video today, and I hope that it really helps you guys. And I'm sorry that I kept on changing the mics and I kept on changing the situation, because I've been trying so hard to actually just finish this video, but it just doesn't want to be finished, and I feel so stressed about it. But you know what, in good grace, everything works out at the end, and I just hope that this video should help you more than it helps me. So amen. So I'll see you in the next video.